Good day. I see it's 11:30 and we must start. I already put the attendance register for you on the chat box. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put a new PowerPoint on the chat box. So just give me a moment. I'm just going to add that to the chat box and then we could start. So just be patient with the PowerPoint. It will take a while because it's quite big on the moment. But I'm going to put it in the chat box just now. I just open a chat box here for us. And then I'm going to add this file, your computer. And I just want to go to my pictures. Just get everything I need here. Oh. There's the pictures, and I'm just going to add CUT PowerPoint. And that is the CUT album, CUT photo PowerPoint. And I add that one. He's busy downloading, so you will see that in a moment. Could I just hear from you? Do you see the attendance register? Could you hear me first? Let me start with that. I could speak a lot, and if you could just indicate to me if you could hear me on a moment.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. So I'm glad you could hear me. I just want to put on my other camera for us. All right, so there it is. What we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the PowerPoint again. And I just want to explain something to you. And just for those who remember last time I didn't put on the recording, so the recording is already on. That was one of the first things I do today, just to remember to put the recording on. So if you could see, you will see there's the attendance register is there. It's http://attreg questionpro.com. You could just open it and sign that. Remember, I told you everybody who signed that will also get a copy of this. So just make sure you sign that. Otherwise, you don't going to get a copy. And some guys was quite angry this week with me because they didn't get their copies. So that's the first thing. The CUT photo PPTX is also on. It's also in the chat box, so you could just download it for yourself. And then you could follow us. It's not necessary to download that, but it's nice to have because it's precisely the same what I have here on my computer on the moment. So you could follow me while I'm busy on that. You could follow me. If you have a double screen, it will help. Otherwise, you could just listen and enjoy it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to take it to screen 2. And I'm also going to change the cameras, and there it is. All right, so there we was last time. And that was the beginning of our PowerPoint. And I also told you about the certificate. And remember, I told you I'm not going to use the slideshow button because I want to show you the buttons around and all the toolbars around it every time. So I'm going to leave it on this. So that's the reason I don't use the slideshow on the moment. The first thing I just want to show you what is new on this PowerPoint that I upload for you in the chat box is just how you could earn your certificate. And all you have to do, it sounds very much, but it's so easy. Everything we do here, you could add in. So you only want 10 pages of an album that you're going to create. And I'm going to show you today how to create an album, so don't worry about that. That is also quite nice to do, and you could use it also with your students. And then I want you to add some photos and just use the crop functions a little bit. We did do last time the crop functions, and that was the PNGs and the JPEGs and everything we did crop. I'm just going to go fast through that again today. Then I also want you to, in this album, you have to add some text. Background with gradient fill. We did show you last time, and I'm going to show you today again something about that. And then a little bit of animation, a little bit of morph, and a little bit of 3D, and a little bit of video. So that sounds very difficult, but it's so easy and so nice to do. So I believe you're going to enjoy that. And that is what we're going to do today. just remind you again, for those who are new now again on the system, I see we are more than last time. The attendance register is also in the chat box. It's that URL that I put there. So just sign the attendance register for me so that we know. And if you sign the attendance register, you will also get a copy of today's lesson. So just make sure you sign it. Remember just to download that video also, because it's just for a certain time. I think it's for a week or so on the system, and then it's deleted. So just make sure when I send it to you, if you want to use it later on, just make sure that you download it. Otherwise, you don't going to have the video later on. And then it will be a pity, because I'm also not going to save it on my computer, because I looked to have a lot of videos that I must save for the CUT. Okay, then the attendance register, as I said, this address is already in the chat box, so you could just click on the chat box and you could open it. I did do last week, I did do the background, and we show you that. I'm going to use that today again, and I will go fast over it again today, so don't worry. I show you quite a lot of things about photos. So we did do some photos and how to manipulate them, and we're going to do something more about that today. And this was a short background of last week's work, what we did. And we did do the darks, and we cut out everything around it. I show you how to make that part invisible. We was here also, and we did do this lady and make her blue, and we also make a snipping. We used the snipping tool last week, and we put that also in there. What I want to show you today is just how to align something. You see, there's a lot of photos, and just to show you, it's just a lot of photos. I could click on that, and you will see there's quite a few photos in here of this girl. But I want to align her, and it's quite difficult just to shift everything down and put it in place. You will see it's not so easy to do that. So how do I align something on the computer? In PowerPoint, sorry for that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything. There it is. I select everything. And there you see all the photos is selected now. And then what I do is I go to picture format here on the top. I click on picture format. And here on the right-hand side, you will find the toolbar crop. Sorry, I don't want to go to crop. I want to go to align. You will find on the right-hand side a line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it, and you will see it's possible to align to the left, align to the center, align to the right, align to the top, or align to the middle. So that's the first one I'm going to use now. Align to the bottom is also possible. I think I'm going to use rather that one. And then I'm going to distribute everything horizontal. You could also distribute everything vertical. So that is the options of the align tool that you have here. So the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to align on the bottom. Make sure you did select everything that you want to align. If you don't select everything, you're going to have a problem. It's just going to align those things that you already selected. So what did I do? I already select everything here. You could see it's selected. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it to the bottom. And I'm just going to click there, and voila. There's everything aligned to the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to shift it in my page here. And what I do now is I'm just going to click again on a line, and then I want to distribute this horizontal. So I'm just going to click on that, and you will see it is distributed horizontal. You'll see this one is not a very good one. I don't know why this one is out. Okay, let's take that one out and see what's happening. Okay, and I select everything again, and then I go to align, and I say align horizontal, distributed horizontal. And it seems it's still going to give me a problem, but I think you did have an idea. I think it's because I did have so many of them. So let's take that one also out and see if it's going to change something. Otherwise, I'm going to go on. But I think you've got an idea. All right, really? I see you've put your hand up, but I think you want to put the aircon on or something. Okay, I did have a problem with that one. I could shift it a bit around, but yeah. I'm not going to do that now with everything, but it's supposed to align everything in the middle. So I did have a lot, and just to indicate to you how to align it, there it is. So you could delete some of them and do it again, and you could shift it around again and do the aligning again. And it's supposed to look like this on the end. So you've got a quite nice aligning of everybody, of this girl, of this lady. And there you see everything is aligned again. So here's also an example of something like that. I just want to align this 3 tennis balls. So what I'm going to do is I just click on picture again, picture format. I just go to align, and I want to align it to the bottom. So what I do is I align it to the bottom, and I could also distribute it horizontal. So there it is, and I click on that, and you will see it's evenly selected, and there I did have it align it. So that's quite easy, eh? So if you want to do, always remember, select what you want to align. If you want to select all 3 of them, just make sure you keep your control in and select all 3, because that's the way I select all 3 of them. So you just click on everything, and there's the 3 selected, and in that you will see if I change it now, it's all the same now. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, just remember, picture format, go to align, and then you're going to say align in the middle or align at the bottom, and you want to distribute this horizontal, and there it is. You've got something like that. Okay, I think that was quite easy to do. You will remember, is there any questions on the aligning? Because I'm going to step off that. I just see something in the links, please. I did add the link. Can't you see the link? Just want to show you, there's the link on top, and there it is, and there's the CUT, the PowerPoint that I'm busy on. If you can't see it, just give me indication. I see somebody ask, please post the link for the attendance register. Okay, let's post that one again. And, oh, sorry, now I just open it. All right, I'm just going to add it again for those who don't see it. Sorry, I just want to go PowerPoint again, back to PowerPoint. And I'm just going to add this link again. I'm just going to copy that, control copy, and put it in again. So there it is, and I just say enter, and there it is again. All right. All right, there's also somebody who said it doesn't show. You must go to the top. It's on top here on the bottom. So let me just rather go and put a PowerPoint also in again. So I'm just going to go to File and my computer, and I'm just going to add that PowerPoint PPTX. I just make sure I do this. Put the right one in, open. All right, there it is again. I think if you wasn't on it, I don't know why, but last week it also happens. I think what's happening, if you came late on, then you can't see the first part. I don't know why. All right, so there it is. The PowerPoint is running on the moment. It's still running. It's still a bit big. It's 130 megabytes, so you will receive it in a few minutes on your site. Okay, right. I am done now with the line, and I see no questions in the chat box, and nobody asked a question, so let's go on. There's the aligning on that. I just want to show you this part. I did show you last week also, and that is how to manipulate a picture like this. So if I want to change this picture now, say to something else, another form, it's important just to click on picture format. And for that, you go to crop, but be careful. There's 2 crops. There's a crop here on the bottom, and then it's a crop to shape. So I want to crop to shape now, and I want to make it an arrow like that. All right, do you see that? There I did have something like that. I also want to change this one to something like that. So what I do is I'm just going to go to crop and crop to shape. And I'm also going to add that one. All right, so there I did have 3 things now, and now it's possible to align it. Now, but I want to show you something here. I did have everything now here, and I want to put it inside this box, and I want to align it. So I'm going to select that, but I'm going to align it to the middle. So there it is, and I just click align to the middle, and there it is in the middle. But this one must be in the front. It mustn't be at the back. So what I'm going to do with that one, I'm just going to select the only that one, and I say bring to the front. Bring forward or bring to the front, and there it is to the front. All right, and there's something like that. And you could use that with a bit of creativity. You could use that as a logo or something what you want to use. If you had a tennis club or something, it's so easy to do that. And remember, you could make it smaller and everything by selecting everything. You could also group this. So what I want to do is, I don't want to use all 3 pictures. I want to make this one picture. So how do I group that? That is also, remember, I must be in picture format to do that. Hey? So if I click on picture format, it is on the moment on picture format. I just go to group and click on group. And then I'm going to click use group. There it is. And what's happening now? Now it's one picture. So it's possible to manipulate this one picture to a smaller type of picture, and then I could use that, say, for instance, for a logo or what I want to do. So that is, but I could also ungroup this. So if I did have this picture and I want to make some changes again, I'm just going to go to group again, and I said ungroup. And if I ungroup it, it is now 3 pictures again. So there I did have 3 pictures, and now I could just click outside and click on one of them, and I could manipulate one of them at this moment. All right, so that is how you could group or ungroup. Just select that, go to group and say group, and where I regroup this group, and now I could manipulate it as I want. Any questions on that? Great, we're going quite good today. All right, so that is just to show you what I did here. I did have some other formats of forms also here. There's a lot of forms that you could use. So, sorry, I just want to put that on. So you see there's something in line, or there's something like that. You could also put a frame around that, and you could also save this as one picture. So say, for instance, I want to save everything as one picture. I'm just going to say right click, and then it will take me to save as picture. So this whole thing will be saved as one picture somewhere on my computer. So that later on I could just add, just import it again and use that again. But then it will be only one picture. Then you can't make it anymore. You can't group and ungroup it anymore. All right. So that is for that. This is just another example of the same thing that I did. You see this, but I just changed the color. So how did I change the colors? I did show you last week also. I'm just going to go fast through it. There it is. I did have that 2 colors. I just select that 2 colors because I want to change that to blue now. So what do? I just go to picture format, and I go to colors and say it must be changed to blue. And there I change that to blue. And yeah, I could just undo it. There it is again. And so yeah, this is how you could manipulate this. And that is the background. You remember the background we also add in last week. So if you want to go to the background, I just want to make this a bit bigger for you. Sorry. There it is. If you want to change the background, you just right click, and there you find format background. So if you click on format background, you will see there is a solid fill. So if I want to change it to a solid fill where it's red, you could change the color to what you want. So if I want it green, it's a light green, or the gradient. I did show you the gradient last week. Here you could manipulate the colors as you want. You could make it darker or lighter as you want. So there it is. I didn't going to explain anything. You could go and play around with that. But this is how we did do this part. And I could save this now. Remember your snipping tool. If you want to snip this thing, you could just go to your snipping tool, say new, and then you could just select something what you want to snip. And there you've got a picture now of something that you want to use, and you could use it anywhere. You could use it in Word, you could use it in Excel, anywhere you want, or in this case in PowerPoint. Any questions on that? Frank, it is here. I see in the chat box. You see now that the PowerPoint, and you also have the attendance register. So everything worked fine this morning. I'm so glad. Okay. Let's go on. This is a nice thing. I play around with this thing, and I just want to show you everything is on a layer here. So if I want to remove, say, for instance, that one, and I hope it's that one. No, it's not that one. That one. I could just click on the layer and it's removed. So I just have one thing. but there's still 3 things in the background that you can't see on the moment. So if I click on that layer, so where do I get this? All right, that's the first thing. If you are in home, you will see there's a range, and there at the bottom is the select pane. So if you click on that, it will give you something like that here, and that will give you all the layers what is on this page. So if I could go back, I just want to show you there's 4 pictures here. So there's 4 pictures, and if I want to put off one of them, I want to put off this soccer ball. So I'm just going to click on that layer. You will see there's a stripe through the eye, and now you can't see it. But it's not gone. It's still there. I'm just going to go and click on it, and it will be back. So you could manipulate and play around with this as you want. So that will give you the layers, and everything is always on a layer on your PowerPoint. So if you want to play around with the layers, that is the thing. All right. So that is why I tell you there's 4 things here. And if I go to animation and I click on wheel, what has happened now? I've got a timer of 10 seconds here. You know, sometimes you must set some timers for your students or something. And now you could go and create your own timer on the computer, and you could just make a GIF of that, and you could put it on, and in 10 seconds it will show you, and that is what's going to happen. You just have 10 seconds and it shows you, but you could go to minutes and do some more. You put in more seconds or more minutes. I just put in this one. I just want to put in this 5 seconds. So this one is 5 seconds and that one is 10 seconds. So if I play this all, show all, it will show. Okay, I did show now all. I want to play all. Sorry. So put all that one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select it. It's not necessary to select it when it's playing. It's just for the, because I'm busy working on that I must select it. If it's part of your PowerPoint, it will go automatically on a click. So there I've got the 5 seconds and 10 seconds. Oh, sorry. This one is now the same. All right, let's change this one to 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Let's do and check that first. And if I go to this one and I want to add animation, I have animation pane, there it is. I could go and change the timing of this. So I'm on the first one and it's on 2 seconds for the moment. That's why everything is the same. So I'm going to change it to 5 seconds and say, okay. And there it is now on 5 seconds. All right, let's make sure this one is on 10 seconds. So you could go and go to that one, right click there, and you go to timing. And you just change, and you see there's no 10 seconds on this thing. It's only a 3, 5, and 20. But what you could do is you could just type in 10 seconds. There I type in 10 and I'd say, okay. And there is a 10 seconds moment. So you could time it. You could go and time it and you will see it's precisely 10 seconds. And I could also go and change that and make it 1 minute. So if I want to change that to 1 minute, I just go to timing. And I tell the computer it must be 60 seconds, 60, and I say, okay. And you see it's quite slower now. There it is. And it's going to be 1 minute. And yeah, we're not going to wait for that, but that is how you do it. Now, how do I build something like this? That's the next question. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say Control D to copy this. And I'm just going to delete that one and delete that one, and there's something else there. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to home, and I'm just going to use a circle. So what I do is I just click on the circle. And why not? There it is. Okay, there it is. And I've got a circle here, and I want to animate that in 30 seconds. So what I do is I click on wheel and it's only 2 seconds. So what I do is I just click here, change the timing, and I change the timing to, let's make it 20 seconds to 0. Duration must be 20 seconds. I could also put in a delay. So if I click it, take 2 seconds or something, you could just put the delay in. I don't want to do a delay now, but it's possible to let it play after 2 seconds or after 5 seconds or something like that. We're just going to use the duration on a moment. So there it is. I'm just going to say, okay. And there it runs for 20 seconds. So it takes 20 seconds for that And you could use your stopwatch and check it's on the dot 20 seconds because it's use your computer's timing for this. All right, but I want to put in 20 seconds in here like the previous one. So I'm just going to go to home. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the timing and I'm going to say 20 seconds. So what I do is 20 and seconds. There it is. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to select everything and click here on the growing tool. Where it is, I just grow it. And what I do now is I put it in the middle here so that there stands 20 seconds. So my students could know this thing's going to run for 20 seconds. But I don't want it like this because if I play it now, it will have 20 seconds here and I don't want it like that. I want it in the circle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select everything. There it is. I select everything. And now I go to shape format again. And you will find where is merge shape. So what is this going to do is that's going to cut out in the circle. You will see inside the circle, it will cut out the 20 seconds. So what did I have now? I've got something that is cut out. And just to prove that I'm not lying to you, I'm just going to show you. You will see if I put something at the back here and oops, it's not at the back. So I just want to send it to the back, send backwards, send to the back, send to the back. There it is. And see what's happening. If I take it over that blue, it's taking the blue now. I see. So it's like a hole in the circle. There's nothing there. It's cut out of the circle. That's what happened. You could do it with anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shape my fill again and change that to red. There it is. Or you could change it to anything. Let's use yellow. Yeah, it's not a good color. Let's rather use blue. And it's also possible to change the color on more full colors. So you could also check and say, no, I want the blue like that. Now that's purple, something like that. You see, there's the change. There's the current color, and there's the new color. So I just say, okay, and there it is. All right. And now I must just play it again. And what do? I just go to my animation. In this case, I'm going to use the wheel because I want to run it like a wheel. Click on that and there it's run. But you see it's again on 2 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change my timing to 20 seconds again. Oh, not the delay, the duration. 20 seconds. And I say, okay. And look what's happened now. Now there's nothing, there's no 20 seconds there. And if it's run like that, you see there it starts coming in seconds, and now you're going to start see the 20, and there it is, 20 seconds. Wow, that's a mouthful, eh? I hope you enjoy this. It's so nice to play with that. So if you are now working somewhere and you want to have a timer, that's how you could use a timer. But it's also possible to use that. And if you use that, you will use a wipe. So if I play with this one, and I just click on wipe, you'll see it's wipe in 2 seconds. I could change that to 10 seconds again, go to timing, change the 0.5 to 10 seconds, and you will see it's quite slower. And there you find it will take 10 seconds to form that arrow. And there it is. So you've got something like that. Or what you could do is I did have a time start here, what you call this, in English, I'm not sure now, but if I go with this one, you could see it's also possible to play. And there you will see it will fill up to the top. I've got 2 of them. You could hide one if you want to. And you could say, yeah, with the fundraising, I did have 1 million rand. You could just put 1 million and 500,000 and 0 here on the top. And in the church, you could show now where you stand with your fundraising and stuff. Okay, so that is how you use. I just want to show you what did I do here, because that is quite interesting. I did cut out something. I did show you how to cut out something, and I put a red background in here. So I did have a white background here, and I put a red background in here. So there it is. And then I take the blue background and put that on top. You see, there it is. And that is how I create this whole thing. So I just play around with that. And remember, you're going to ask me a few things. I just want to show you how to create this backgrounds now. How to make this thermostat here. I just want to put that in here. And what I'm going to do now is I just go to home again and I'm going to make a circle here on the bottom. There it is. I'm just going to put it there. And then I'm just going to add a block here. And I just see where it is now. There it is. And I do something like this. I want to make it quite thin. There it is. And I put it in the middle there. And now what I do is I add this too. So what I do is I select that part and I add that one and that one. And when I go here, I'm just going to say combine of union. I'm going to make a union. Here it is. Click on union, and now it's one thing. See, if I go there, there's one thing there. And now I'm going to subtract that. And what I'm going to do now is I select everything, and I'm just going to use the merged shape again, and I combine it, and then it cut out. You see, there it is cut out. You could see it at the back. All right, that's how I done that. Any questions on that? Yeah, we learned a lot of things this morning. I hope you learned a lot of things. Okay. Are you all fine? I just want to check here if there's any questions. I feel it's free. These are very interesting, so much that we can do in PowerPoint. Sorry, where is the register? Okay, I did put it again on. If you don't have it now, we'll take a look at the end of that. All right, anything else? I don't see any questions here. You could ask some questions. Just unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. No questions. All right, let's go on. Remember, this whole thing is recorded also. So you could go to recording. I see we are already over time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you how to make a book like this. So if I want to show you the book, I just want to go to transition and page scroll. So that is what's going to happen. I want something like that. Let me rather put it here and click on the page scroll. So that is what happened. You get the effect of a book, and that is how I did do this book. I just want to show you. There it is. I just want to use this one. If you take a look, there's my book, and I'm going to show you how to manipulate these pages now. All right, so that is just an example of that. So I'm just going to go back. Where I'm now, I'm not on the right page. Okay, there it is. I want to show you what did I do here to get these pages. Now, the first thing first here, I just start with one page here because there's nothing on this side now. But it's not really the truth. What did I do? I just make a block on this side. So if I take it away, there's the block, there's the whole page now. So I just put a gray area here to give you the indication that you have nothing on this side. So what is happening when I click now on this? I just make a page call. Here you see, you need to look if the book is open now. All right, so what did I do here? I did first set a background. So let me just make a control D, copy, and there it is. So what did I have here? I've got something here. There's my middle line. I just put my middle line here to know where's the middle. And you could put, there's the 0. Do you see the 0? That shows you that is in the middle. So I hope so. Don't look like that, but okay. There it is. And then I create something like that. So how did I create that? I just go right click and set format shape. And that gives me, you remember this gradient fill that I have? So I did make it a little bit darker in the middle. You see, there it is. You could change it also. There it is. I make it a little bit darker in the middle and lighter to the side. So that's what I did here. So I've got something like that. So it looks if that is the middle of my page now. All right. So, and I did create the background. And the background, I also use this gradient fill. So, and there's the background. It's looked like that now. So I've got 2 pages, and that is the middle of the page. And when I click on page curl, you will see there it is in the middle there. It's a bit off the middle. I'm just going to put it to that side. Here it is, but you could change it. I'm not going to make it perfect now, but there you have something like that. All right, and that's how you create your book. And there's another page, and then I just add some pictures in. I did have something, I did have to make something of COVID for somebody. So what do? You just go to your pictures, and I want to put in a new picture here on this page. So what I do is I just go to Insert, Pictures, and I'm just going to use one of my stock images. So there's my stock images. It will open now. And this is all for free. You are licensed to use this. So nobody could say to you, you're not allowed to use this. So there it is. I've got this guy here, and I'm going to click on that. I want that one, and I want this bird. And I'm just going to put insert here, and it's downloading that 2 pictures for me. And remember, it's stock free pictures. So you've got the license to use that. So there it is. I just make it a bit smaller. You will see it's now both are one. So I want to ungroup it, or I just click outside, and there I've got the bird on the top, and I did have this guy on the bottom. And I just want to let this guy face this way, that he could see the bird is on his way. And there it is. So there's the bird on top of him. And you could remember, you could cut out that part also if you want to. We don't going to do that, but we did do it last time. So it looks, if this bird is now coming down to this guy here. All right. If you had good imagination, you will see that. Otherwise, you don't going to understand what I'm trying to tell you. But there's my 2 pictures. But it's also possible now to do some editing on these pictures. So you will see there's a lot of things that I didn't show you last week, but I could make a lot of things. I could give that guy a frame. Do you see there's a frame now around it? And you could also do the same, or you could say, no, I want to give it a shade. Do you see there at the bottom? I don't know if you're going to see it good on your computer, but there's a shade now. If you take it around there, you will see it better. So there's a lot of things you could play around. You could also make a circle around it, or you could give it also a frame. You will also see there's a lot of other things. You see this one, I used this type of thing, and there I've got something nice. Yeah, it looks, if it is on some steel or something like that. But that is what you could use, and you could play around with that, or you could create your own picture border. I go to here, and I said, I want to use this picture border. I want to make it quite thick, where it is, and I want to change that picture border to gray. That is navy blue. I don't know what color is that. And there it is. I could also put some effects in there. Remember last time, you could glow it like that, give it a blue glow around it. You could play around. You will see all those things you could just click on and play around. I'm not going to show you everything. I see my timing is running out. We must finish now. But yeah, that is how you do that. You will see I also did do this with the soccer field. I just going to show you I did create something like that here. And then I did create the animation, and that is what we're going to do next week. We're going to show you how to create animation. So you will find that. And if I go down, you will see it make some animation, and I will show you next week. I will come back and show you how to make something like that in animation. And in the end, it will look like that. We will teach you next week how to do that. But if I play it, it will looks like that. Just want to see why it's not playing. Why not? Okay, that's interesting. It's not want to play today. I wonder why. It's supposed to. Okay, let me just put it on here and see. Oh, there it goes. All right. We must put it on. So that is why it's not playing. Okay, but I will show you next week how to do that. So we will come to that. Is there any questions about this PowerPoint I did do today? Remember, it is recording, so I will send the recordings. If you sign the attendance register, you will get the recordings later on today. So just make sure you sign the attendance register. And if you don't know where it is, it's in the chat box. If you open your chat box, I just want to show you, there it is. Could you see that? You could just open your chat box. And if you open your chat box, you will find it in here. and there is the attendance register. You just click on that and sign it. Okay. Any other questions? I'm just going to go to the chat box and see if there's something here. I would like to know whether you were able to record the previous training. If so, please not forget to distribute. I did distribute it last time. It was recorded. I already sent it out, and it was sent out on the 11th of June. All right. It was sent out to everybody who signed. Remember, if you sign the attendance register, we send it out. If you don't sign the attendance register, I don't send it out for you, so I know you don't want the record. So please make sure you sign the attendance register to get the records. All right, anything else? Still waiting. Just want to see what's happening here. Thank you. It was interesting and useful. All right, I just want to explain something. What is the meaning of the CUT talks? That is what we want to do here on the CUT talks. Is we want, if you could do something good, say for instance, you did have something in PowerPoint you know precisely how to do, or something with maths, what you could use in technology now. We want you to come and explain that. So it's not just me and Leandri who talks here. Anybody could just contact that and say, I've got something nice and I want to show you that. And you could come and present something for us for half an hour. We could give you half an hour, and you could just present something. So if you know about something that you use in technology and you think other lecturers could also use that, and it will be nice for them to know, just contact us and we will give you the opportunity here on CUT Talks, and we will advertise that for you. And you did have you could come and just explain something or demonstrate something for us. And yeah, it's quite nice. So please come forward. If you know if you did do something nice somewhere, something in maths, something in somewhere that you work on, and you know other lecturers could use it, please come and talk to us, that we put you on CUT Talks. And we will be so nice, because we want everybody to be part of CUT Talks. We want to do something that we could learn every Friday, something from each other. Okay, I see there's 4 new messages. I just want to go down and check on that. Okay, thanks. And please, can we get a recording of the previous session? And please, can we get a recording? Very interested. I don't take it. Okay, there's nothing, nothing, but we will send you the recording. So if you did not sign the attendance register, just know you don't going to get the recording. So please make sure. Any questions? Anything else? Right, anything else you want to ask us? You're welcome now. Otherwise, if there's no questions, we will stop. Yes.
The PowerPoint is still not, it did not come through.
It did not come through. There it shows it is come through. I could put it again on. Did you, was you late on it or not?
No, my message is the one just on top of, just below that, where it says still waiting for the PowerPoint.
Oh, so you was late on. All right. So if you was after this,
no, I've already done the register.
Okay. Let me just send that PowerPoint again. Is there somebody else who did not see the PowerPoint? Let me just see. I just want to see if the PowerPoint is coming through. So the rest of you did have the PowerPoint. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it again. That's no problem. So what I do is I just out to your computer, and I just want to see where is that PowerPoint, photos, CUT photos, where it is, PPTX is right. There it is. All right, there you see it's coming up again. It's running. So just give it a while. It will be on just now. That whole thing must be blue. And then you're supposed to see it on your side also. Okay, any other questions? Nothing. Let's check the chat box also. There's nothing. I'm using Zoom on the phone and don't know how to sign the attendance register. You just double click on, or you just click on that old address that I sent to you, and that will sign. Otherwise, no, that's a good question. You must just take that old address and sign it on the computer. If you don't open it, you can't open it, but it's supposed to open on your phone also. It's very easy to have. You just click on that and it will open on your cell. Yeah.
Can you just check the message for the PowerPoint? It's like you're sending to someone specifically, to Shira.
Oh, that's the problem. Why is that? All right. That's a stupid one from my side. Sorry for that one.
That's okay.
But thank you. You are quite awake, eh? Thanks for that. I did make a mistake. I'm going to send it again. Open. Yes.
Thank you.
That's all right. There it goes now to everyone. Sorry, it's my mistake. All right, must I? You did have the old address for a attendance register. Hey, I don't need to
Yes.
know it again. Okay. All right. There it goes for everyone. Sorry for that one, for the direct message. Okay. If there's no questions, I'm just going to give you time to download the eThuto PowerPoint, and then you could go and play with that. Everything that I did everything that I did before was is on that PowerPoint. So the explanations is not on a PowerPoint, but you could just add it and it will work. So yes, I enjoyed. So I hope you enjoy it. And next week it is animations, and the week after that is 3D. That's nice. I enjoy that part also. So yes, let's see what's happening next week with the animations and also with the morph. And then we are, I think, on the 4th week we will stop when we are done with this PowerPoint part. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. You could send me an email, but I think that will be the end of today. What's the time? 12:16. We are still on time, so thank you very much. You must enjoy your weekend and have a nice weekend, and we will see next week, Friday again. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bernard. Have a nice day and a wonderful weekend.